Hello, Franklin County. We're here for an exciting episode of Talk of the County with your administrator, Kenneth Wilson. I'm excited about this podcast because we got a young man here that is born and raised in Columbus, but he's went on from the streets of Whitehall, Ohio to the campus of North Carolina A&T to now he is hanging out on the East Coast, West Coast, and all coasts in between.
Yeah, for real.
And that is Michael Bivens, best known on the circuit as Jussmikey, right?
Yeah.
All right. So tell us a little bit about Jussmikey.
Yeah.
And what makes you vibe.
So what, like, a lot of people don't know is like people just think when they hear Jussmikey, it's just me saying like, okay, like that's Jussmikey, but Jussmikey stands for my birth name. So my parents named me Justin at birth, and then I think it was like 8th grade, 7th grade for my birthday, I wanted to change my name to Michael for my father. So because he is a great guy, he is a phenomenal individual. So yeah, I would just say like just using that as like having like both sides of my name. When like I'm on stage, it just does something to me. It just makes me feel like I'm more connected into what I'm doing, like my why I like do so much. So yeah.
How do you flip the script? You earned your bachelor's degree in kinesiology.
Kinesiology.
Kinesiology. Pre-med-ish, right?
Yeah.
Deep into the science.
Yeah.
How did you flip the switch from the classroom to when you was on campus hyping hundreds of students?
I would just say it was always in me. I just never really knew how to put it into perspective. Like I remember back in like it was like 5th grade, even like all the way to like 7th grade, I was hosting pep rallies at Whitehall, but I never knew like hosting was an actual thing. And then I went to the greatest HBCU in the nation, and I saw that and I was like, oh wow, like that can actually be a career. So I would just say, even tapping into, okay, I'm walking on campus one day, I'm going to class, I'm studying science and everything, and then that evening I'm hosting a pep rally with 3,000 students inside of our gym. It was just pretty much like, that's always been my personality, just outgoing, happy. I just want to make sure, like, my biggest thing when it comes to this, I want everybody to have a phenomenal time. Like, if you come into my presence, I want to make sure you leave knowing, like, oh, like, okay, he's fun, and we have fun when we're with him. So yeah,
Entertainment is really entertainment.
Yeah.
So you just transfer energy.
Oh yeah, for sure, always. Like that's the biggest
from the
thing.
same energy you use in the classroom.
Yeah.
And you probably, you're not shy
At all.
It would be impossible for you to be shy.
Yeah.
Because I know your parents.
Yeah.
So, you couldn't be shy. So you had to choose how to direct that energy. But I got another question, but what is an Aggie?
An Aggie, I would just say, just come to North Carolina A&T. I don't even want to explain it right here.
I just need to come to Greensboro.
You just need to come to Greensboro, North Carolina. I don't even, because I feel like me saying it wouldn't even give it the justice that it even deserves. Because I just feel like you should just come to Greensboro, North Carolina. Homecoming's in a week and a half, so just know it's about to be live and it's about to be on and popping.
What we all know that HBCUs produce more doctors, lawyers, engineers.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about STEM. What is it about HBCUs, in your opinion, that breeds success for men and women of color in fields that aren't traditional per se, if they went to a PWI?
Yeah, I would say my biggest thing when it comes to HBCUs, you're going to a university with thousands of students, and those thousands of students look exactly like you, and they're reaching for the same goals that you're trying to reach. So it just makes you want it more, and it also makes you buy into the concept of like an actual family at school. Like when I was at North Carolina A&T, Like when I say like that's definitely my second home, and I feel like a lot of people who go to other universities, they won't really feel that way if they don't have that type of college experience. Because I feel like people go to college and they just strictly go for the education. Mind you, that is the most important thing, and that's the reason why you're there. But it's the fact of the like relationships you build, where it's like I can walk up to my professor and it feels like I'm talking to like my aunt or like my uncle. And that's something you only really get at an HBCU, and even just like the camaraderie you find, just the good energy of everybody in the room. It's special.
When did you knew that you were going to go to HBCU?
I actually didn't want to go. I didn't want to go to HBCU. I wanted to go to the Ohio State University. I was cool with going to either Tiffin, Bowling Green, Ohio State. I wanted to stay in Ohio, if we're being honest. But shout out my mom and my dad. They said you're going to apply to North Carolina A&T. That was the only one I applied to. And then we went on a visit. And I don't know what it was. I just stepped on campus and I just like walked, and like my parents told me to just like walk around and just pray, and something was just like, oh yeah, like come here. And ever since then, I took that little walk, prayed a little bit, looked at my parents, and I was like, yeah, I'm coming here. 100%.
That's amazing. You wasn't sure about it being something that you want, and people would have saw you live the college experience. They would have thought that's what you wanted to do your whole entire life.
Time. Yeah. It just wasn't, like, not at all. Like, not even close. But hey, we're here. I loved it.
So it's like you go into the store, and this don't really happen in real life.
Yeah.
It's like you went into the store, and your parents said, you're getting that pair of shoes, and not that pair of Jordans or whatever your flavor of vintage Nikes. They told you, you're going to get these brand over here, and they're gonna fit great, and you're gonna go on the basketball court and have a triple double.
Yeah.
And it comes true.
Yeah, and it comes true. Nah, but it's just
that's the analogy for me.
Nah, that's basically what it was though. Like just really buying into what my parents said, because my sister went to Hampton, and when I visited Hampton, I was like, yeah, this isn't for me. Like I don't want to go to Hampton. But North Carolina A&T, it fit me. It fit. Everything that I wanted to be, everything I wanted to achieve, and also the people that I was like around there. It fit perfect.
That's cool right there. What would you say was your greatest accomplishment as an HBCU student, and what was your greatest challenge?
I would say my greatest challenge was coming from a family of leaders and trailblazers that have worked in, I wouldn't call it, in very much, not like traditional working spaces, but because at the end of the day, like my parents and my sister are doing things that like I never really understood, but it was very important from what I saw. It was very important. And I'll say like my biggest challenge was trying to find something that was on the same level. I know it was never a competition, but I'm very competitive, and I always see like my mom and my dad and my sister doing great things. So I was like, okay, cool, I'm about to go to A&T, and I gotta do something big. I gotta be like a doctor or something like that, because my mom, she runs the world, my dad, he runs the world, my sister, she runs the world. And I was like, okay, cool. But then I put it into perspective, and I was like, that's just not me. Like everything that they do when it comes into like policy, when it comes into just working at a desk in general, I knew that was not for me. I just know my personality. I will go crazy if I had to sit at a desk every single day. But at the end of the day, that's very important though, because at the end of the day, the work that they do, it helps thousands of people. So I would say that was my biggest challenge, was trying to find like my lane and what I wanted to have a passion in that can also impact so many other people. And it also ties back into them being trailblazers, because my dad, he trailblazed a path to now he's the mayor. And my mom
But you knew that whatever you find that to do that fits you and make you happy, and you still a young man, you working towards it, but you understand the standard that has been set for you.
Exactly.
And you know whatever you do, you got to be able to make the argument that you're doing it well.
Exactly.
Or you're not going to rest very well.
I'm not.
No matter where you're at.
Yeah, that's real.
No matter how many miles you are away, you won't rest well if you're not meeting the standard.
Oh, for sure. 100%.
So your goal is to figure out, what particular fields of human endeavor that Michael Bivens, Jussmikey gonna be successful.
No, 100%.
Because success is the only option.
Success is the
or
only
that you're giving every ounce of your being to be successful.
Yeah, definitely.
You got parents that won't let you leave anything on the field any day.
At all. But I need that though, because I feel like that's the motivation that pushes me to want to go do great things and want to do something different and not be afraid to face challenges, because like I always know I can call my parents and say, hey, like I'm not sure about this opportunity, so what do you guys think about it? And they're like, try it. Like I know something that my parents used to say to me all the time. They said, you can't say no to anything, just say yes. Just say yes and just see if it's for you. If it's not for you, then God will tell you if it's not for you.
Yeah, one of my personal phrases in life is pressure creates diamonds.
Every time. And
you can't truly become brilliant if you don't have moments of pressure that you respond to.
Yeah. No, that's valid. I definitely feel that. But I also feel like a lot of people know the same, but a lot of people, it's hard for my generation. In fact, I feel like my generation, they'll go through a whole lot of like no's in life, and then they just shut down, and then they just don't want to do nothing no more.
Yeah, you don't know nobody who moment of resiliency is them not getting 5 bars on their cell phone.
Yeah.
Their cell phone not working.
Exactly.
Be resilient because they can't get on TikTok or whoever.
Not as real. Not as real. Yeah, not as real.
Oh man, that's how some people roll. But let's talk a little bit about how you are, in the entertainment space.
Yeah.
You got to make a little cash too.
Oh, for sure.
You got to be able to make a living. But talk a little bit about, I understand you've done some pretty significant interviews.
Oh, yeah.
You interviewed the vice president, Kamala Harris.
100%.
And I saw clips of that video, and you was cooler than the other side of the pillow.
Yeah.
Quoting the late ESPN journalist, you was like, you wasn't even a phase. So what gave you that composure to be like not become starstruck, so to speak? Especially because she's a political figure.
Yeah.
And you've been around political figures for a good chunk of your life since you've known yourself.
You're actually the first person that's ever asked me like why were you not like nervous or anything like that? And I always kind of looked at it and I was raised on, if you're in the room, then you're meant to be there. So I looked at it as an opportunity for my brand. I also looked at it as like, she's just a person. You feel me? Like, she's just a person, and she's really down to earth. And I mean, like, the way she acts on camera is the same way she acts with the cameras off. When there's nobody around and it's just her, everything like that. She's a really down to earth person that really cares about America and really just people in general. So when I walked into the space, like, it was like I just walked through. It was dark at first, and you walk in, it was big light, and then she was just standing there just waiting on me. And I was like, wow, this is happening. And it was a real cool experience. She's a really like phenomenal woman. I love working for her. I love doing work for her. So
talk a little bit about the work you're doing for her, with her, and also touch upon why young people should be engaged civically.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Here in Ohio, for example, the voter registration deadline is coming up.
It's coming up soon.
Very soon. I believe it's the 7th, folks.
Yes.
Podcast listeners out there, it's October 7th. If you are not a registered voter in the state of Ohio, you need to register to vote.
Yeah.
You need your voice heard. All right, now back to you.
Nah, that's real. So I would say, so right now I'm making a whole lot of content for Vice President Harris. Also working and partner with the Congressional Black Caucus. I do a lot of content stuff for them, pushing the narrative and telling people about the misinformation that's out there in like the world. Because a lot of people my age, they see something on TikTok and they think it's law, when it's like that's just not the case. Like there's a lot of things that go into these politicians and people that like they like push stuff out to. So I got a random phone call when I was in school. I had no idea who the number was, and it was her team. They said, hey, we wanted you to do an interview on the vice president. And I was like, what? I had no idea. I was like, man, this is fake. And then they sent me an email. I was like, I didn't even send y'all my email. How y'all get that? I didn't even send y'all my email. How y'all get my email?
Secret Service.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They had everything. They had the whole rundown on me. So yeah, like when I say like that opportunity, because like we all knew she was coming to the school, but like we didn't know like where she was going to be, anything like that. And then out of nowhere, I get a phone call. They didn't even tell the school about them coming to me. It was crazy. So yeah, did that, and then afterwards, I was like, okay, cool. What's next? And then she always said, like, at like the end of the video, she was like, I'm going to reach out to you. And I was like, okay, cool. And months go by, you like, she don't remember me. And then she invited me to her house for I think it was Christmas. Yeah, it was Christmas. And then I brought my dad with me, like for like her little party she had at like her house in Washington. And then from there, everything just started kicking off, like as far as just like me posting content, just really me trying to be a figure for my age demographic. Because I've always been around like voting and everything like that, but I never really truly understood it. But it really impacts my generation or like my age demographic more than others, if we're being totally honest. Because at the end of the day, like we're starting to become adults, where it's like taxes, affordable housing, things like putting judges in like the right position. Because at the end of the day, if something goes wrong and we're in front of a judge that does not care about human lives in general,
the Supreme Court, lifetime appointment.
Yeah. So
you got longer to live. Your generation got longer to live, so you impact by that longer than people my age.
Yeah. So and my biggest thing is me with my following. I also knowing that I know how to have fun. So it's when people see me posting political things or me posting content for the vice president, they see that and it influenced them to be like, okay, if I see the guy that's always on stage doing this, maybe I should kind of listen a little bit, because like, why not? And also like celebrities, like I feel like this is the biggest election where celebrities are stepping out and giving out endorsements, and they're putting that out on the news, which means like I feel like for one, Taylor Swift, she probably don't know that much about politics. She probably doesn't. But at the end of the day, she has a following. She has people that listen to her and young people that listen to her. So if you see these like,
and she like cats.
Yeah,
apparently she like cats.
Yeah, she do. But yeah, I just feel like a lot of people my age just need to tap in, really need to buy into what's going on, because like freedom is at stake in a lot of regards when it comes to this election. And not even just like, I feel like my generation only cares when it's like the presidential election. When like there's elections that go on locally that really impact what's going on. That really impact what's going on.
There's laws that are much closer to them.
Yeah. So like my biggest thing, like after this is all said and done, I really want to stay within putting out information for my peers and telling them, like, because I guess it's not cool to be looking at politics, because people say like they don't trust politicians. But at the end of the day, democracy is what keeps America different from a whole lot of other places. So we just need to buy into that and really learn what we're voting for.
If you're not at the table and you're not being heard, your interests aren't being heard.
That's true. Yeah, pretty much.
And you got to, whether you like it or not, you're going to be better off if you in the know versus out of the know And things are being done to you that you have no control over.
And then you mad about stuff that's going out and stuff that's how you're being affected, but you didn't vote because you wanted to push it off. When it's like, no, if you would have voted for the right person, you would have known what they wanted to do in their time in office to help you out. Because at the end of the day, they are public servants at the end of the day because we're voting for them. So
yeah, everybody that is in office, you want to be influential to what's on their agenda.
Yeah.
And their agenda is driven by their internal beliefs and morals, but it's also driven by what the people want, who they represent.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
You know, it's as simple as like when you first enter into politics, you want to be student council president. If you really want to win, first, you got to be popular. But two, you got to find out what does the student body want. You're going to have to say what they want to hear. Or you ain't going to be student body president.
But I also feel like people also need to check in on who they elect. Because I feel like a lot of people elect people and then they don't check up on them. Where it's like, okay, cool, I voted for you, but like, what are you doing? With like, I got to see some type of progress and everything like that. And you being a voter, you're allowed to check up on what the people you voted for are actually doing.
That's their job.
We're supposed to know what they're doing.
Supposed to know what they're doing.
Yeah. So, but I'm trying to get that narrative. Like I wish a whole lot of people that are in my generation would understand that because it's very important. And I mean, you just got to have the right people in office to really see change and everything like that in the world.
So, would you ever consider?
No.
Politics, being an elected official?
No, not at all, actually. That's something. And the crazy thing is, I was talking to who was I talking to? Well, I was talking to like the team over there in Washington, and they were asking me like would I ever want to get into politics or anything like that. And my answer, I mean, I don't know where I'm going to be in 10 years. I don't know if that's what God has for me, if he puts that on my heart. I just know right now in this moment, it's just not on my heart to be in that. I want to help out where I can. I feel like I have a good following. I feel like I have a notable face, a notable voice to be able to push out information for the elected officials that I believe in. Just so, because I feel like once I get into politics for real, I feel like that's where the mistrust of people that don't really understand politics will start coming from. I feel like when it comes from somebody who's really unbiased, who's really just like, okay, cool, like I did my own research and this is what I believe. If you want to believe it, you can. I feel like that's helping a lot more than me getting really deep into it.
How can we get young people to understand the connection between politics and economics?
Yeah. I would say the biggest thing, it's not seminars, it's not, like people's attention spans are so bad nowadays where it's like, where like videos used to be a minute on Instagram. But now, like, if you look at like the insights on videos on Instagrams, people only watch about 13 seconds of a video and then they on to the next. So I would say you need to start getting notable faces that are like, that aren't really political in a sense. Cause I know like the one thing that Vice President Harris did that I thought was phenomenal, she got influencers to come to Chicago, and it was influencers that were making content for her. Just like those were people that might just be TikTok famous for doing something else, but then they tap into that whole like politics and everything for that short time, and that catches the attention of their followers. They're like, whoa, I know that person. Like people's influence when it comes to celebrities is insane. Whereas like a celebrity could say, hey y'all, pull up here, I'm about to do something, and you'll see probably 100,000 people pull up. So I would say tapping into the younger generations of influencers, of content creators, and really making things unique. And also for like when people post flyers or post anything on social media, because I feel like that's probably the most, like that's the biggest thing in the world right now, because I feel like a lot of people, because everybody's using it. The wording of it all, having a whole bunch of words on the flyer, people are not gonna look at that. If you just keep it short, keep it cute, be like, okay, cool, we want to do that, and also trends, like follow the trends of everything, but also like not making it corny, because I feel like a lot of people will look at stuff and be like, oh, that's like that's somebody old trying to be young. But if you turn it into, okay, cool, like they really trying to reach out, I feel like my generation is very receptive to that. Very receptive to that.
And a lot of times, social media news happens immediately, and you got to be able to separate what's factual
and what's fake.
From what's fake. That's the ticket now, because when newspapers were the dominant thing, everything was fact checked. There was an editor, but the news was dated. Yeah. But now there's a pressure of now.
Yeah. And that's why the good guys got to start pushing out content quicker, to be honest with you, because there's a lot of outlets that are just pushing out content that isn't right, that isn't true, that is really opinion-based things, that but they word it a certain way to make it seem factual, and that's what's pushing our generation to be like, oh wow, so you heard about this going on? Like, no, that just wasn't true. Like if you would have read the whole article, you would have saw. But that's what journalism does. They take the juicy stuff, they put it out front, and it's like you didn't read the whole thing. Where in the end, that just wasn't real. But
yeah, graphics, like you say, a picture or a graphic is used more often because you only have eyes for so long when a person's scrolling on to what's next on their phone. And now a lot of people are streaming on television. Yeah. Everything is moving.
Yeah, like I feel like something like this, like if you was to get this on like Twitch or like we should be on live on everything. Like, you feel me? Like, it's stuff like this where it's like, okay, cool. It starts off slow, but then like once you really get in tune with it, that's when people start really just tuning in every week. They're like, whoa, like I gotta stop everything. Cause like, I don't know if you've heard of Kai Cenat. He's he makes a whole lot of content. He's very popular for it, and he's not a TV star. He's nothing of the sort. He just makes content, and he goes on Twitch. Whenever he goes on Twitch, he just puts a flyer up on his on like his Instagram. Boom, he has about 1 million people pull up just to watch him do nothing, to watch him play the game. Just that quick.
Just that quick. What does it mean to be the number one yard runner for Nike? What is that job? What does that title consist of? How does one get that title?
So I actually don't know how they gave it to me. Honestly, all I know is I got hit up and they sent me something in the mail, and basically Nike honored me for doing great work at North Carolina A&T, and now like around like homecoming seasons or anytime anything big coming up, like Nike will send me like a package with like shoes and clothes and stuff like that, and just has me wear it, posting it, stuff like that. But it's all about just influence, all honesty. Like, I would never call myself a celebrity. I'll never call myself anything like that. I really just feel like I'm just a good guy that does genuine work, and I just like to I like to make sure everyone around me has a good time. So I feel like that's just me. So yeah,
that's just you.
Yeah.
Well, if I give you two songs that are at the top of your playlist today, what would they be?
Shot for Me, Drake. And Champagne Poetry, Drake. Those two. Yep, just like that. Just like that.
Okay.
It's just Drake. All the time.
Okay. Because it's hard for me to keep a beat on this. Cause it's like, what song you want to play for this, that, and the other. I say something, and I know that. I said, Prove It, 21 Savage, and it's like, hey, is he positive? Is he, and I was like, I guess I just like the song. Yeah. I didn't do the research. I just like the song.
Yeah, that's true.
And it goes to what you said. So much is just out there that you see, and then someone like me, if they like the music and they like the words to the song, it just catch with them.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just trends.
I don't, I guess I don't like. I will think about where I may spend my money.
Yeah.
Based upon things that I might know or hear about a company. But I must admit, I'm guilty. I don't always do that value research when I'm listening to music.
Yeah. No, that's real. I mean, I would really say when it comes to everything, I feel like people kind of overthink what they put out. I feel like, and I feel like that's the downfall for a lot of people that put out content or put out anything, is you really don't know what's going to work. You don't know what people are going to really gravitate to, because mess around, you could like a song and it could be a song that you really feel like is for you, and it's only because you like the song, and the next thing you know, you drop a song on like a video and people are like, I definitely remember that song. And they're like, I like it based upon that. Like, you never know what's going to work when you post something. Like there's trends or stuff like that, but 9 times out of 10, if something gonna blow up, it's gonna blow up. If it's not, it's just not.
What do you play to get the? Because your whole it's all about hyping people.
Yeah.
It's all about getting people to get going. What is it? What is your go-to when you walking in and you say, this crowd is not hot at all?
I like to go for nostalgia music, pretty much. When I start a show, when I do any type of show, I like to play music that people forgot about. So, like, for my demographic, I know it would be around that, like, 2013, 2017 era music, where you had, like, you got, like, Hit the Quan, or you got Fetty Wap, or you got, like, the old Drake before he got too rich, and now he talks about stuff that, like, people can't really relate to, because, you feel me, we ain't got that type of money. But I would say it's just, I like to start off with like that old Nicki, where, like, everybody remembers the words to the songs because they were popping back in 2013. And then once you got them right there, they already singing. So then that's when, once they already singing, I'm like, all right, cool, I did my job. And then boom, I go into the recent stuff, then boom, the show is there.
Everybody in America know California Love, for example.
Oh yeah, for sure. Real.
Everybody
in the world knows California Love.
And whether they want to admit it or not, they know a little bit of something about All Eyes on Me by Tupac.
Yeah, everybody knows that.
Some people don't want to admit that. They're like, I never heard that before.
No. Because then you play it and it's like, you play it and then everybody in the room like, because you got to think about it, like, music is the one thing that brings everybody together. Because at the end of the day, like, people can have different views on politics or different views on morals or anything like that, but I bet you there's a song where everybody remembers where they were when that song played, the feeling that they felt the first time they heard that song, which then makes them want to sing the whole entire song. You feel me?
Yeah. When you don't be wanting to, when you be 18, 19 years old, the songs you listen to, you had playing in the car, and then you get married, then you have one daughter, then you have another daughter, then you feel, you feel a sense of guilt. You were like, why did I like that music I was listening to? And you still like it, though, but you're telling yourself that you don't like the music, though, folks.
Yeah, that's real.
You're like, them lyrics was not right. When you go to get, responsibilities and becoming more responsible.
Yeah.
That's what I say. Like, a lot of times, if you go to polling people on what music they like, or they pretend, they get amnesia. They like, I don't remember that song. Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Because I'm just gonna put this out here on Talk of the County. Mm-hmm. I listened to this rapper called Too Short. A lot of his songs I did. I'm guilty. So. You can Google them and podcast it. You'll know what all that. But some of what was on my playlist early on.
Yeah.
Never know what you hear on Talk of the County.
Never know.
I just put it out there. Put it out there.
It's good work, though.
Just put it out there. I just do my best every day for every resident every day.
That's what you got to do, because they need you.
And your past is your past. You look for the future and be the best you can be in the future is all I can say.
Sure.
what else you want to put out here as the shot clock runs down? Where you gonna be at next?
I'll be in LA doing a photo shoot with Mitchell and Ness. So Mitchell and Ness, they make all of the jerseys for like the NFL, college football.
Throwbacks.
Yeah, all them. Yeah, so I have a photo shoot with them in LA. I fly out there on Thursday. Then after that, we have the greatest homecoming on earth in Greensboro, North Carolina. If y'all are just passing through, y'all can come out there and have you a grand old time. Then after that, I gotta go to Baltimore, Maryland. For a show with R&B only. Then after that, I gotta go to Tampa for a show. And yeah, I'm just everywhere.
Frequent flyer.
Yeah. I'm getting those miles though. I'm getting those miles. We good. I'm happy with my miles count.
So you like a boxer? I'm a big boxing fan.
Right.
So when you come out, you say you North Carolina based, Charlotte based, but you all over.
Yeah, I mean, I'm based in Charlotte, North Carolina right now. I'm getting my master's at North Carolina A&T online. And then other than that, I'm Ohio made. No matter what, if I see something Ohio, I love it for the rest of my life.
Did you ever think that coming from Central Ohio, you would spend 4 years rocking blue and gold?
Nah, not at all. Not at all, actually. I mean, it's a different type of color, though. I never put it into perspective because it's just not the same colors. It has more meaning to it than I don't even want to say their name, but yeah, nah.
Again?
Yeah, something like that. Them guys somewhere above, but I don't know where they at.
You ain't gotta say nothing nice about them.
Yeah,
I'm a Michigan State Spartan and Ohio University Bobcat, so you ain't gotta say nothing nice about them on my podcast. Just keep it clean. We just gonna keep it clean, but we can talk bad about them. We gotta keep it clean though, cause I want to stay on these airwaves.
Yeah.
With my podcast, but we ain't gotta be nice to that school up north.
No, I definitely love the concept of like the podcast and everything you're doing, because like I definitely see like where it's going to be and where it is right now. I always say like the biggest thing when it comes to making podcasts that I see people do is like people would do it for like 3-4 years and then they're like, all right, cool, I don't see it. But then it's like if you stop, then it's like you messing up the motion of what you got, of what you built. But it's like if you keep it going, just keep it going. Cause I see it. I see the vision. I see where it's at. You see the background.
Yeah.
Like people see that. Y'all see where we at. Like we right here. We see like this the city. We here for real. So yeah, definitely love it.
See bus soling.
See it.
We got it all. We we really do got it all. So we been just kicking it. I was looking forward to this chat with you,
right? To
catch up with you. I needed to lower my balance my demographics, so now I got my demographics balancing out a little bit. Getting the perspective of someone in your generation is important though. I've had great guests. All of the guests that I've had on Talk of the County for all these episodes, I've enjoyed each episode because I try to get a feel for each person that I'm talking to and try to ask questions, and it helps me adjust so that I have a connection with the person, because I time is valuable. So someone take the time to spend talking to me for an hour and a half, I want to make it worth their while. Plus I want to show how this community creates great young men like yourself, because a lot of times that information don't get out there. Like you said earlier, a lot of the negativity gets out there, or the stereotypes win at the end of the day. So do we talk about community challenges on Talk of the County? We do, because it's important. It's important. You can't have community amnesia. You can't act like everything is golden. You got to amplify the good, the bad, and everything in between. But the key is Talk of the County just can't be talk. It's got to lead to action, and we got to talk about what actions need to be taken
Yeah.
to make Columbus, Ohio, and Franklin County, and every city within Franklin County, that much stronger.
That's good.
So trying to hear from all the different voices. So thanks to all of our listeners. Enjoyed sitting here, getting the perspective of Michael Bivens, a recent college graduate, a content leader, is working in multiple areas and doing great things. So we will wrap this up like we always do. Do you, because nobody else has time to. Thank you.
That's good.